have all of you to switch on your camera during this session. Okay. Remember what I told you yesterday, how to keep yourself focused. And I think like one of the ways that to keep you focused is like by coming to the campus, because I think like Inaya can see the difference. If like you are at home, your vision is limited to what is on the screen, but then that when you are here, that your side is not being framed, that you can see, okay? And it's nice as well that you can interact directly with other friends. And I think like this is like the chance that you can experience hybrid learning, because once the corona is over, then we don't have any hybrid learning anymore. Everything will be back as usual on site. But this is, I think, is the experience that you will have. Hopefully once in a lifetime, we no more have any pandemic in the future. So you get a chance to experience how does it feel to have the hybrid learning. And you get a chance to use the campus facilities and to see like the campus in person. And it's really different when you I really encourage you to come. Don't worry, BINUS is very strict in terms of the health protocol. So don't worry about, I mean, of course, that we are all very much aware of the risk, but then like learning is better if you are here in person, okay? All right, do you still remember what I said to you when you have to study online? But actually it doesn't just work like online, but when you study, to keep you focused, I gave you like 3 suggestions.
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Well done, Inaya. So Inaya, I remember, it's like take note. Okay? It's very much important for you to take note. Okay. I really hope that you know how to take note. Okay. You can either use like pen and paper if that's what you prefer, or you can even like type it like in the your computer. Just make sure that your computer do not keep on changing screen. Because if you do, it's very much difficult for you to focus. And number 2, ask questions, especially when you don't understand. And again, I emphasize here, there is no such thing as silly questions. Sometimes a very basic question is the questions that is being puzzled by most of your friends. And sometimes that lecturers do not know. Because like we are the one who deliver the material, we know the material very well. We overlook that there are students still don't understand certain points. So please do ask questions, okay? And the 3rd one, be active. Especially that now I'm standing in front of the class. It really helps if you just unmute yourself, okay? Shout out, just like if you have any comment, any questions, or like you want to respond to my questions, please speak up. And I think that it really helps as well that when you talk, I think that it gives you like, you are more awake. Yeah. Instead of like you just type. Okay. Anything you would like to add on before we move on? Let me see. I have 19 participants. So is that means that all of the students are here?
Not yet.
How many more do you know?
Around 2 or 3 books.
Around 2 or 3. Okay. Now this is also another thing that I want to remind you. Since this is not your official class yet, okay? This is just like you can say like a teaser. How does it feel to be in a class? But I really hope that later on in your actual class, be in your class on time, especially when you are online. You don't have to waste traveling time, unlike Inaya here. She has to travel. That means that she has to get ready early, yeah, earlier than you who are just like at home, okay? So just be in class on time, yeah? It really helps because sometimes, as for me, myself, personally, I'm a learner who difficult to grasp the whole things if I don't get all the pieces. If I don't get all the details, I tend to get lost. So by being in a class on time, following the lesson from the beginning, it really helps me. And I believe that many of you might be like this, okay? Because like, imagine like you are in the middle of like accounting or finance course, you have so many new terms, new material, and then like you are late, you jump in the middle of it, and then you feel like, I don't understand. And then like it makes you less motivated to continue to pay attention and to learn. So I really hope that you learn to be like on time, yeah? Okay, all right. So I'm going to share my screen now. Just let it open. Okay. I think that's what part of the account. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
What are you looking at? Is it?
Learning session objective.
Because in, okay, so I have to look from here. What view that you're looking at?
Learning session objectives.
Can I see my screen? Okay, so that's the right one. Okay. Yeah. This is what we looked at yesterday.
Yes.
It's like rule-based, accounting is principle-based.
Okay. Can no, don't change slide. Okay. Sorry. Can you hear Inaya's voice for those who are online?
No.
Can you?
No.
Okay. I try to move the speaker in the middle, and I need your help, Inaya, to speak a little bit louder, so those who are in online
Hello.
can hear you.
Hello.
Think like you need to learn to speak louder like me.
Hello. Guys,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is it clear?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, miss.
So please, one more time, Inaya, can you share with us what is the difference between accounting and bookkeeping?
Accounting is like more principle-based and bookkeeping is more rule-based.
Okay, so Inaya mentioned about rule-based and principle-based. Anyone have any comment or any idea? Agree, disagree, it's okay. I mean, don't worry that whether your answer is not that accurate. Anyone? Please just unmute yourself because I'm quite a distance from the computer monitor, so I cannot check on the chat box at all times. You can just unmute yourself, or anyone else have a different idea, different opinion about like the difference between accounting and bookkeeping. Anyone? Then I have to move forward to check. No one have any other opinion?
Or bookkeeping is like identifying and recording,
Mm-hmm.
and accounting, they're analyzing the identification and the recording. They're analyzing.
Did you hear what Inaya said?
I think my voice is too.
Just want to make sure that whether they show. Okay, it's the right one. Did you hear what Inaya said? Yes or no? Hello, hello. Are you there? Remember I said that take note, ask questions, and be
Active.
active. So please answer me. How about Chelsea? Were you here yesterday, Chelsea?
Yeah, I'm with her in the breakout room.
Oh, you were with her. Okay, so Inaya like save you. Okay, I just. Okay. Pasha, what do you think? Your room is still very cold, is it?
Yes, miss.
So, what do you think, Pasha?
The difference between accounting and bookkeeping.
Mm-hmm.
I think accounting has the objective of analyzing the financial situation of a business, rather than bookkeeping is only just stating what comes in and comes out of the business itself.
Okay, so like accounting is just recording, is that what you're saying? And meanwhile, the other one is more to analyzing. Yeah. So so are you going to learn accounting or bookkeeping?
Accounting.
Accounting. So that means that we don't have to consider bookkeeping.
We use bookkeeping to do the financial accounting.
We use the bookkeeping to learn about financial accounting. Well, that's interesting that you mentioned about like financial accounting. This is the thing that we have not looked at yesterday. Okay. Yeah, so basically like accounting, like it is more than just bookkeeping, but accounting includes the bookkeeping. So when you record it, when you try to identify the transaction, and then like when you try to record it, and then that's where like the rules of debit credit comes in. And then that is where like journal entries, ledger, trial balance, until the preparation of the financial statements. They are the bookkeeping. But then, as I said yesterday, being an accountant is more than just that. Okay? It's more than just that. Being an accountant, that means that you need to understand the reason why. And many times the reason why lies in the accounting standard. Can you see my whiteboard? Can you see my whiteboard, those who are in Zoom?
I can, miss.
Yeah.
Yes. Is clear?
Yes.
Okay, just let me know if you need any adjustment, okay? Because I cannot really know how's your view from online, okay? So please just
Oh, yes.
shout out.
It's clear.
It's clear? Okay. And yesterday we talked about accounting standards. There are two types of accounting standards. Anyone can shout out to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, very nice, Inaya. And
IFRS.
IFRS. So GAAP is generally,
Accepted
yeah,
accounting principle.
well done, Inaya. Okay, IFRS.
The National Financial
Mhm.
Reporting Standard.
Yes. So IFRS is the International Financial Reporting Standard. And this is the one that we mentioned yesterday, that GAAP is more rule-based. I gave you like example of like rule-based yesterday. I said that, for example, that not only that you need to drink like 2 liters of water in a day, but then like give you like the rules, when and how much. That is called rules. Okay, so for example, getting to the BINUS campus, it is not just a principle. A principle will be like this: as long as you follow the health protocol, that is the principle. But then BINUS does not just like tell you the principle, but BINUS give you the exact rules, exact guidelines. For example, for you to get into the campus, you need to be vaccinated 2 times. You need to get your parents' consent. During over here, you need to wear your mask. You cannot like have lunch over here. You cannot eat in the campus area. These are rules. So it is rigid that you cannot violate. But when we talk about IFRS, it is more principle-based. Now, being an accountant, okay, you need to understand the principle, okay, be able to have a critical thinking, and able to make judgment. Now, this is important, the ability to make judgment. Because when we talk about making judgment, okay, when we talk about principle-based, that means that there's no exact rules. Okay? So that means that you need to be able to know what is the best decision for every different situation. It's not about the do and don'ts. And this is where the role of accountant is very much important, not just a bookkeeper. Okay? And then yesterday we talked about like accounting information type. Okay? You watch this in a video, you see that the accounting information type, my glasses is blurred and I'm out of breath because I'm wearing a mask. Okay. So when we talk about accounting information type, okay, there are several types of like accounting information. You have the one like for financial accounting, and you have the management accounting, and you have the taxation accounting, and you have the forensic accounting. Each of them have a different purpose. Okay, financial accounting is more to external users. Management accounting is more to internal users. Taxation accounting, who will be most concerned of tax?
Government.
Government. Well done. So this is about the tax information and mostly for the government. Now, how about forensic accounting? Have you heard about this? Have you heard about the forensic accounting?
It's my first time.
The first time, okay. For those who are online, have you ever heard about this forensic accounting?
No.
No.
No, okay. It's fine. Need to adjust. Blurry. Okay. Okay, but you heard about the word forensic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What is in your mind when the word forensic come in?
Something like what the police is doing.
What is the sorry?
It's like what's the police doing?
Police. Okay, that is what the police do. Okay. How about those who are online? What do you think? Carlito, what do you think?
Investigation.
Sorry, somebody say something.
Investigation.
I'm sorry. Can I hear you clearly?
Investigation.
Investigation, yes. So that's right, that usually like forensic is like has something to do with the police, and that is an investigation. So you can imagine as well, forensic accounting is an investigation. So usually it is like deal with fraud. Okay, have you heard about it, fraud? So you try to investigate. Okay, so this is like relates to the financial crime. Okay, so you try to investigate that where does it go wrong, how the person did it. That is usually in forensic accounting. In Indonesia itself, forensic accounting as a discipline, it is not that very popular. But if let's say that you go to overseas like universities, okay, they do have the forensic accounting as a specific field. So you learn accounting as your basic, and then you can choose. And one of them is the forensic accounting. Okay, so these are the different types of accounting information. But because you are like finance major, okay, you are not accounting major. You learn accounting as your basic before you get into like the financial skill. We focus mainly on these two, because these are the two most basic things in accounting. Okay, so when you talk about financial report, you talk about like the annual report. Annual report is the report that is produced by company that is like listed in stock exchange. You talk about like financial accounting, management accounting. You talk about like you as a business owner. Okay, as a business owner, you need to know how to manage, how to control, how to direct, how to monitor your company. And that includes the financial aspect. And you need a management accounting skill. The example of like management accounting skill that you need is like how to prepare budget. Why you need to prepare budget? What is that budget for? How many types of budget? If you sell goods, you need to know how much is my selling price. Because like when you have business, you want to make profit. So how do I know that this price will give me a profit? Okay, so these are all the things that you will learn in management accounting. And yesterday, that we looked at the accounting information users and type of information required. I know that we did not have enough time to finish up to discuss this in detail. But in the short video that I showed you yesterday, there was briefly discussed about this. Okay, so we have like the internal users, external users. So for example, investors will want to know whether it is profitable to invest in this company or not. And then like bank will have a different objective as well in understanding the financial situation of the company. Okay. Questions, comment up to here? For those who
No.
are online, anything? For those who are online? Anything you would like to ask or questions or comment?
Okay.
Okay, Inaya is okay. How about the others? The others, are you okay?
Yes, miss.
Yes, okay. So today we will continue to the fourth learning objective, which is we are going to focus on the financial statements, okay? The four major financial statements and the information presented in each financial statement. Now, for this, I'm going to show you a video. But then, unlike yesterday's video, this morning the video is prepared by the lecturers who will teach you in the principle of accounting class. As I said yesterday, this semester, I teach the fifth semester students. Okay, but it's very nice to get to know you during this short period in the freshman year program. Okay, but the lecturer that will teach you in principle of accounting is Ibu Yanti Putagao, but she cannot make it during this period. Okay, but she has prepared a video for you. Okay, now please watch the video carefully. Within the video, there are questions that you need to answer. And in the video, it says that you need to type your answer and then send it to the email. However, okay, you don't have to send it to her email. I'm going to send the Padlet link. I want you to answer in the Padlet so we can discuss it right away. Okay? Yeah, is that clear, everyone? I'm going to play the video, and don't worry that like, oh, I don't get the questions. I can like go back and pause the video where you have the questions. Okay? Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, Inaya? Those who are online, do you get what I mean?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Please hold on. There are two monitors in the classroom, so I need to go through the other one. What should I do now is
Share screen.
please bear with me for a little while. So I go there. Oops. Is that okay now? Okay, I hope the voice work in both sides. Is it full screen over there? Not yet.
Yeah.
Is it full screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start the video. Please shout out to me in case there's no sound. Okay?
In part 2 of session topic, what is accounting?
Is there any sound?
Yes, miss, there is some.
But we don't have sound here.
No, I had to sound, but I muted it.
You okay.
Far, we already discussed three things.
I see some here.
We discussed that accounting
Is
is
it loud
a
enough?
business language and also the accounting process expenses, company will report a profit. However, if otherwise occurs, it reports a loss. By analyzing and interpreting the income statement, one could answer the following questions. Has the company produced profit or loss this financial year? Has the company operation been efficient in this financial year? Let's move on the second statement. Statement of financial position presents the compositions of company assets, and how company funds their assets, either by liabilities or debt or by owner's equity. Questions that can be answered by analyzing and interpreting this statement is whether company has produced that you use to answer assignment 1, 2, and 3, and email the file to me in the address shown here. So this is the end of our session. Thank you for trying to learn via video conference and this video. See you in the next topic when the semester starts. Bye for now.
Okay, so you have watched the video. Can you hear me? Those who are online?
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, so you have watched the video. So we really hope that like during the this FYP program, you get to taste a little bit of every bit of all of the tools that we use most of the times during the online, and now that we are going to use it also like during the hybrid. Now during the although not in this coming semester that we are going to do the hybrid, but there will be like certain sessions where you are going to have a video conference. Video conference, like meaning that the lecturers already prepared video for you for that session, and then like post questions, okay, and then like you need to answer it. In the last semester that we did it like in BINUS Maya. Are you familiar with BINUS Maya? Yeah, so in a BINUS Maya, we have the forum. So lecturers that will post questions there, and many times that it relates to the session for that week or relates to the video that they have prepared. And then you need to answer it in the forum. Okay, now for today, you don't have to go to BINUS Maya, but then I want you to answer the questions, okay, in a Padlet. And this time I want you to do it individually. So I assume that all of you already familiar of how to use Padlet because we have tried yesterday. Am I right? I can see Inaya nodding her head. Those who are in Zoom, yes? Can you shout out to me, anyone that is not yet familiar? Can I have Jonathan to switch on camera, please?
He is in the toilet at the moment, Bu.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, I am going to, so I need to stop share first. Oh, okay. No, before I stop share, I go back to the part where the question is. Okay, these are the questions that I want you to answer in Padlet. Okay, so you can screenshot it, okay, and then later on answer your questions.
It's hard to find.
Yeah, because like you're wearing masks and then you're wearing glasses, so it's kind of like you keep on talking, so like your glasses like get blurred at all times. Okay, is it done for all of you to screenshot this? Yeah, can you still see me if I sit here? Yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay, good. So these are the questions. Okay. Now I want to draw your attention to this. Okay. Now, in this video, the lecturer has provided you with the reflection questions to check it yourself, to see that how much you understood. Now, every lecture will be different. Okay. What you have experienced yesterday with me and today in this morning session, and later on, like Pak Iksan will come in and give you some taste as well. And then tomorrow, like Bu Amel, okay? And you will see every lecturer is different because nobody is the same, okay? It's very personal. It depends on the personality as well, depends on each person's style, okay? So not every lecturer will be different as well in delivering the lessons, but it is your responsibility to check yourself. So in case, in the actual semester, in the actual class, lecturers do not provide you with the reflection questions, at least you need to know the learning objective for that session. Okay, yesterday and this morning, I show you the learning objective. Okay, there are 4 learning objectives for this topic. So at least by the end of the session, you need to ask yourself, can I answer the questions in the learning objective? Okay, and please do it week per week. Don't wait until like when it is the end of the semester, when it is about to have like your mid test or about to have your final test, and then you start to revise. It will be too late. How many courses that you are taking in a semester? Still don't know. Nobody knows? Those who are online, do you know? It's on the app. Azama, do you know how many courses that you need to take in the first semester?
Not yet.
Or you don't know? Sean, do you still remember how many courses that you took in your first semester? Sean, are you there?
I'm counting, but I forgot. Wait.
Michelle, do you remember?
6, Bu.
6 in the first semester.
Yes.
Second semester, somewhere around there? 6, 7?
I think it's always fluctuates between 5 and 6.
Between 5 to 6.
Yeah.
And how was your experience? Was it like difficult? Too many? Too little?
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to balance the time.
Yeah, because like every course has its own demand.
Yeah.
So it is very much important for you to review your lesson every week. Don't wait until the end. Especially by the end of the semester, usually you have lots of assignment due. Am I right, Michelle?
Very true, Bu.
So learn to manage your time better, okay? So, I mean, in this video, the lecturer provide you with the reflection questions that you can check for yourself. For example, oh, I'm still not able to describe the 4 major financial statements and the information presented. So that means that I need to go back and focus on that point. Okay, it really helps. So even though like lecturers do not provide like the reflection questions like this, you need to know what are the learning objectives for that session. And then by the end of it, ask yourself, can I answer the questions in the learning objective? Okay, so revise every week. You have to remember that now you are no longer high school students. You are university students. That means you have more self-responsibility. Okay, lecturers might not check like, Inaya, have you like read your book? Carlito, did you like revise a lesson? Tazama, have you understood this? Lecturers might not do that because you are an adult now. So you need to have more self-responsibility. Yeah. So I really hope that everything that you get during the FYP, okay, you really apply it. Because for us lecturers, we really love to see our students successful. It is very sad by the end of the semester when we check your result and then like, oh, the student got such a low grade or even the student failed. It really hurts. It really like saddens us. We don't want that. But then like, we also need your cooperation to do your part. Okay, so please remember that during the class, take note, ask questions, be active. Every week, review your lesson, especially certain courses. Accounting and finance courses are not the courses that you can study overnight. You will be overwhelmed with it. But if you catch up week for week, by the end of the semester, you find that, oh, yeah, I have some knowledge of what I have learned. Okay? So, those are the questions that I want you to answer in the Padlet. I'm going to share the Padlet now. What do you see in your screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have to look at one anymore. I don't have to switch my screen. And you are looking at the tablet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So what I need to do is share. Question is how to do that. Copy link. Then where's the chat box?
Zoom.
Just
You need a boat for like the mouse pad.
no, it's okay. Next time I'll bring it. Let me stop first. What I need to do is, let's see if I can. Oh, yes, I can. Nice. And then?
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So it's there now. It's in the chat, the Padlet link. Please write your name on top of each Padlet so I know whose answer. And don't be shy to share your answer because it's okay to make mistake. As I told you yesterday, it's okay to make mistake. You are still a student. You have so much privilege. So don't worry that everything has to be accurate and correct, okay? Please do write your answer in Padlet. Okay, write your name on top of it first. Remember to click publish when you are done with your answer. In the video, it says like 10 minutes. I don't know like how long does it take for you, but I hope that it should not be long. Halo Pak Iksan. Oke. Nice. Okay. Thank you, Inaya. Okay. For the rest of you who are not yet done, it's okay. We still have time. Okay, thank you. I have like more answers here. Pasha, Tazama, Putri, Chelsea, Carlito, Reina. Okay, thank you. I'm still waiting. Don't worry, you still have time to share your answer before we discuss together. Okay, Ajahn is here. Thank you. Take your time. Okay, thank you, Jonathan. Hey, Kaisar. Anyone else? I only have 12 answers. Are there only 12 students in the class?
It's 14.
Yeah, the one that attend today. Can the FL help me? Is there any student absent today?
Yes, but there's 12 students. I think
What?
2 is absent.
2 absent. Who are those 2, Roxella?
There are one Persali and Akhtar, Bu.
Sorry, who?
Akhtar and Persali. Am I right, Mitch?
He's the new student, but
Okay, the one that yesterday that named Presley?
yeah,
Presley.
Oh, Presley and Akhtar, they are not here.
yes.
And we don't know why. They don't say anything. They just absent.
Yeah, Bu.
Okay. 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 Is your vision good in Zoom? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. 4 major financial statements. Okay. 4 major financial statements. Faisal say income statement, statement of financial position, cash flow, changes in equity. Jonathan also say balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, changes in equity. Tessa is income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, changes in equity. Angel income statement, financial position. Okay. Renat is okay. Yep. Rehan income statement, summary of company income and expenses during 1 year. Okay. Statement of financial position is the composition of company asset. Statement of cash flow, statement of equity. Inaya is income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, changes in equity. Carlito, balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, equity. Putri, balance sheet, income statement, income. Okay. Balance sheet, income statement, cash flow statement, statement changes equity. Pasha is income statement, statement of financial position, statement of cash flow, statement of changes equity, income statement, statement of financial position, okay. All right, okay. Just a quick check. Any of you who have learned accounting before? Inaya, have you learned accounting before?
No.
No, so this is your first time. Okay. How about those who are online? Anyone? Everybody's new
I have in high school, Miss.
in high school.
I
Yeah,
have in high school, miss.
yeah. Who are those? Can you just shout out your name?
Putri.
Putri and
Pasha.
Renat and
Raihan.
Pasha too.
Pasha too. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So for the first questions, that all of you got it correctly. Yeah. It's just that accounting comes in order. When you mention it like they're right, okay, like they are like cash flow, income statement, equity, balance sheet, they are right, okay, they are not wrong. Those are the 4 statements. But when we prepare those financial statements, usually it comes in order. Okay, usually the first one that we prepare is the income statement. Okay, why? Because what you get in the income statement, the result in the income statement, okay, it will affect your balance sheet. And usually from the balance sheet, either it goes to cash flow statement or the equity, but usually like it goes to cash flow first because it relates to the balance sheet. In the cash flow, it zooms in one particular account in the balance sheet, which is cash, and then the last one is the equity. Okay. Yesterday, we also discussed, we talked that accounting is the language of business. Do you still remember that? Yes. Okay, so a language, it means that it tells us story. It conveys message. And each of these statements, they tell us different story. Okay, so if you look at like Rehan answer, for example, income statement, it tells us the story of company's income and expenses during one financial year. Okay, so financial year, 1 year, that is the accounting period. Sometimes like company also need a monthly financial statement or maybe 6 months, but cannot be more than 1 year because it is like too long. Because we need to make decision based on the statement. If you wait like until like more than a year to prepare that, your information may be obsolete. And then like a financial position. Financial position, it is also called as the balance sheet. Okay? And it is tells the story of a company's asset and how assets are funded at a point of time. Okay, I'm not going to discuss like in detail, but at the point of time, okay, or like during the period. I hope that you will learn that one in the principle of accounting. And later on, when you learn the financial statement, you will see the title between the income statement and the balance sheet, they are different. So, for example, if you are talking about the income statement, can you see it from Zoom? So let's say the XYZ company, okay, income statement, it is usually for the year ended. When? Let's say that 31st of December 2020, for example. But then, when it is like balance sheet, the title is as at 31st December 2020. So this has meaning. Or as at, it has meaning, and it relates to what we have here at a point of time or during one financial year. Okay, I hope that you will learn that one more in your principle of accounting because it relates to the nature of the elements that we report here. Over here relates to the nature of assets, liabilities, and equity. And this one relates to the nature of revenue and expenses. They are different in terms of nature. Okay, and you will learn that one in your principle of accounting, including when you look at the definition. According to the conceptual framework, they give you like the definition of this. The definition reflects the nature of these elements. Okay, and then we have the cash flow statement. Okay, cash flow is a summary of a company financial transaction during using cash during one financial year. Yeah, so it's like looking at like how our cash is generated, how they has been used during the year. And then statement of equity is a summary of changes in the company's equity for during one financial year. So if you are the shareholders, if you are the owner of the company, you'll be interested in this statement. You want to see how much your investment has grown, how much your company has grown, and that relates to profit. And that is why we have our income statement first, because from income statement, it tells us the story of the profitability of the company. And then from there, it affects our balance sheet. It affects our statement of equity. Okay? And another point that you are going to learn later on in your principle of accounting is that profit is not the same as cash. Okay? So you are going to learn that one. We don't have time to discuss in detail. It relates to the principle of like in profit, you're using the accrual principle. Over here is cash principle. So these are the things that you are going to learn later on in your principle of accounting. Okay. Now, question number 2, the importance rank for the shareholder of the company. What is the shareholders? We will look at the equity, statement, balance sheet, cash flow, equity, cash flow, balance sheet, income statement, equity, cash flow, income statement, balance sheet, equity, cash flow, balance sheet, income statement. But I just said like equity, income statement, cash flow, financial position. Right, not say balance sheet, income statement, cash flow. Okay, can I just check quickly? Let me go to Putri. Can you explain to us? Okay, can you explain? Okay, don't worry that if it doesn't mean like it is wrong, your answer or anything. We just want to understand the reason why you think that income statement, equity, cash flow, and balance sheet are the statements that is of importance for the shareholders. Putri, can you share with us?
Yes, I think income statement first because like I think shareholders want to know like our profits for the year, and then cash flow statement.
And then from income statement, and then why the equity is the second?
I think it's because like shareholders also want to know if like another shareholders invest in the business.
Okay. And then why?
And then cash flow. I don't know. I think the shareholders want to know like I don't know, miss. I'm not sure. But the balance sheet, like I'm sure they want to know like if it's balanced or no, and they want to know the assets and all.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Putri. Can I have Azama? You said that equity, financial position, cash flow, income statement. Can you explain to us what made you think those are the right of importance for shareholders?
For me, equity first because I'm if I'm a shareholder, I would like to know how much I would gain from this. So equity first, and then financial position because I want to see how the company is doing, the balance sheet, how they're using it, the liabilities and assets, and then after that, for cash flow, I guess I want to see the in and outs of the cash that they're using, and then for income, it's just the last one.
Why the last one? You think like it is not important?
I mean, income is more of for the business thing. I mean, for the business itself. But for me, because I'm gonna get my money back regardless, I think.
Okay.
So
Okay.
income last.
So where do you think that you get your investment back? I can understand why you say that equity first because you're thinking that that's where the reward of my investment. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. But how do you think that you get the return of your investment?
I don't really know. I just assume.
Yeah, okay. Now this question is for everyone, not just for Tazama. We don't want like to put Tazama in a hot seat. Okay. So everybody can answer. Where do you think you get the return of your investment? Chelsea, what do you think?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, can I hear you?
What's the question again?
Okay, where do you think that you get the return of your investment?
Oh, maybe like income statement.
From the income statement. So, okay, so that means that it's the profit, isn't it? Yeah?
Yes, because income statement is we can know if the company is profit
get profit or loss money.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so first of all the financial statements, yeah. So when we talk about financial statements, can you see the whiteboard, the one in online in Zoom?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Remember, financial statements, yeah, is plural, right? There are all. Okay, I will list it based on like the order of how we prepare. So the income statement, we have the balance sheet, and then we have the cash flow, and then we have the changes of equity. Okay, sorry. Okay. Income statement is also called as financial performance. Balance sheet is also called as financial position. Okay. Now, all of these statements, they are important. Okay, they are important. It's just that now you imagine if you are the shareholders. Shareholders, that means like you will invest in a company. You have some money and you invest. Which one that will concern you the most? Okay, I will say the first one is like I would like to know the profitability of the company. So I would like to know the income statement. How profitable the company is. Because nevertheless, when we talk about an income statement or financial performance, we talk about performance. How does the company perform? When your parents want to assess your academic performance, they will look at your grades. They will look at your GPA. So that indicates your performance. So the one that indicates our performance in a company is the income statement. So I would like to know first. I invest in this company. I put some money in it. I want to know, how's the company doing? Does it make money? When it does make money, I want to know how much is my portion. Okay, and I can tell that in the statement of changes of equity. Especially when you talk about like shares holder, you want to know how much dividend. Okay, the company makes so much profit for the year. Okay, how much they will distribute it for me in terms of dividend. Because when you talk about limited company, okay, so I jump a little bit. Later on, you will learn that there are several types of company. Okay, now in a limited company, that the company that consists of shares, then you will have what we call as retained earnings. Now, this is another terms that you will learn in accounting. Okay. Later on, if you're familiar with all the accounting terms, when you move on to your finance, you know what does it mean and you know how to use it. Okay? Retained earnings are the profit that not distributable to the shareholders. So although your company is making profit, it doesn't mean that they're going to distribute all to the shareholders in terms of dividend. The company might keep some of it in the company in the form of retained earnings. So as a shareholders, after I know how much profit the company earned, I want to know how much is distributed for me. And after that, I also want to know how much money that actually the company has. Because I said before, profit is not the same as cash. So I would like to know the actual money generated, okay, during the period. Because if they promise me to pay dividend, but the company actually doesn't have any money, that means that it is just a promise. Just like somebody else is saying that, okay, I pay you, but then they don't have money. So it's just like going to be words. And then, of course, although that I put it the last, it doesn't mean that it is not important. But if I have to rank it, this is how I'm going to see first. The last one, I'm going to see the balance sheet, especially that I want to see, just like the name implies, position. How is the position? How is the asset is funded? Okay, asset can be funded only from two sources. Just like imagine you want to buy a car. There are only two possibilities when you want to buy a car. First, from your own resources, either you take it from your saving or you take it like from your monthly salary, or you go and borrow and then you pay back installment. So there are only two possibilities when you talk about funding the resources. So this is like where the accounting equation comes. Again, I don't explain this like in detail. You will learn it later on in the principle of accounting. But in the balance sheet, I want to know how the assets are funded. We see in a very theoretical point of view and a very theoretical and general, the higher your liability, the less attractive it is. But again, theoretical. In practical, companies always need to play between these two. It doesn't mean that you have zero liability, everything from shares, they are the best. No. In life, there is always like a proportion that you need to juggle about, okay, how to fund your resources. Because each of the source has its own benefits and has its own disadvantage. So although there is a liability, but it is a limited of time. You borrow for 10 years, you borrow for, let's say, 15 years. After that, that's it. You're out of the obligation. But when you talk about equity, you're talking about like, it can be like indefinite time, unless that your shareholders sell their shares. Otherwise, that you have the obligation to return the investment in terms of the debt. So this is how I would want to see if I'm the shareholders. These are the statements that I'm interested in. Do you think that it will be different if, let's say, that I am a bank who lend money to the company? Can I go to Jonathan? Do you think that it will be a different of importance? Are you there, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think so, because the bank only cares about whether you can pay the initial money that's being lended and the interest, other than the dividends or growing of equity.
So if you need to rank in terms of importance for a bank, can you give me the order?
I'll say like balance sheet first, and then income statement, and then cash flow and equity.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jonathan. Okay. Yeah, I pretty much agree. These are the statements that I will look at first. Okay. I want to see if the company has a lot of loans. Last year, the company just borrowed from me. And this year, the loan is like 3 times. Wow, this is like not a good sign. Because the more the company has liability, then like the higher the risk of not able to pay back. So I'll be interested in looking at this. And next is I want to see like the profitability. Because only when the company is profitable, then the company can be sustained. Makes sense, right? If you have a business and then your business doesn't make any profit, what's the point of having the business at the first place? Unless you plan to have a charity organization that it is for free. But most of us, like, we need to earn our living. So we have business, we have company. The purpose is to make profit. So you want to know how's the profitability. And then next, you want to see how much cash. Oh, they all have profit, but they are all in terms of credit. In Indonesia, we call it credit macam. You sell things, but then your customers cannot pay you back. So you recognize revenue, okay? You recognize revenue, but then there's no cash in. So that is also not a good sign for the company. And then I want to see like the last one is liquidity. That is if a bank point of view. However, again, it does not mean that they are not important. We have to see financial statements in one set. You cannot just see it like single-minded. Oh, it's just like look at the balance sheet, look at the liability section only, because like, I'm a bank. Oh, okay, I'm the shareholders. I only look at the changes of equity, how much like dividend I get. No. In order to have a conclusive, holistic understanding of the company's like a financial condition, you always need to look at the four. This one are just the most possible attention that you are going to give. For each of the statement depends on who you are. Okay? And then the importance rank for the CEO of the company. So when we talk about CEO here, that means like the person who runs the company. Okay? As a shareholders, you might not the one who run the company. You might not. Okay, but CEO is the person who run the company. Do they have like shares in it? Yes, maybe no. Depends who are the CEO. Is it somebody that you hire outside, or maybe it is you, the owner, also the CEO? Depends. But over here we see that CEO as a person who run the company. So what kind of statement? We see here. I say income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, equity. Okay, nearly everybody have the same order. Okay, can I go to Daisa? Can you explain to us what made you think as a CEO, those are the importance?
Is it me, Miss?
Daisa?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, can you explain? What time is it now in Qatar?
6:35.
In the morning.
Yes.
So what time you have to wake up for your class?
5 a.m.
5 o'clock. Okay. Any plan to come back to Indonesia soon?
Yes, this coming January.
January. I see. Okay. Well, hope that in January that the corona situation in Jakarta is stable and calm like right now. So you can come to the campus. Okay, guys, can you explain to us what made you think like these are the order of importance for a CEO?
First, for income statement, because it's important to know if the company is making profit or not, because what's the use of a company if it's not making profit? So, and then the second one was statement of financial position.
Yeah. Mhm.
So we know from financial position, we know if the assets liabilities, if the asset is equal to the liability plus the owner's equity.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
And for the third one, the cash flow. So we know if cash is flowing in properly. So it's not. So the cash flow of the cash inflow is not more than the cash. No, the cash outflow is not more than the cash inflow.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. And
And the last one, the changes in equity.
because anyone else would like to add on anything? Adele, do you have anything to say?
Actually, I put cash flow for the last because I thought at first profit is the same as cash flow.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mhm.
Then yeah, income statement for the first, and I think it should be financial position first and then equity. Is that right?
Okay. So you think that after income statement should be financial position?
Yes. Then
Okay.
cash flow and then equity.
Okay, and equity. Okay, all right. Yeah. So if you are somebody who run the business, again, we say that when we have a business, the purpose is to generate profit. So yes, you will like to look at the income statement or profit and loss. That will be the first that you look at. And after that, you are going to look at, I pretty much agree with the order that like guys have put over here, which is after that is looking at the balance sheet. We want to know how is our position, how much liability that we have, how much that our asset is funded by equity, and how much is the value of the assets. And are they like the current assets? Are they the fixed assets? Okay. And then the next is like cash flow. Okay. Now, at least today you know that profit is not the same as cash. So cash flow is just looking on money per se, just money. Meanwhile, when we talk about profit, profit might not be in a form of money. Okay. And that is where like the accrual basis comes, accrual principle comes. That I hope that you will learn it in more detail in the principle of accounting. So you want to know. However, yeah, again, theoretically, of course, we want to have like more cash inflow than outflow, theoretically. But when we look at the actual cash of company, it is very possible that we have like more outflow and inflow. And that is why you need to look at the cash flow statement to understand why. Why we have more money out? Is it because that we buy a lot of like assets such as land, machine? Why we need to do that? Are we doing expansion? Therefore, that we need to spend for those things. So by looking at all these financial statements, it tells us a lot of things about the company. Okay, and not always inflow greater than outflow is always the best. If every time you need money, you borrow, that is also not the solution. Okay, and then yeah, the last one is equity. What are we going to do with the shareholders? Are we going to distribute the profit or will we keep it? Okay, I think that we nearly come to the end of our session, which is right now 10:40. Okay, do you have any questions or comments so far? Inaya, anything? Or those who are online, anything?
What is dividend?
Dividend is like the return that you give back to the shareholders. That is dividend. Okay, the return that you give back. It is the name, it is the term, but of course that the return is in a form of money. In the end, like, everything is like about money, and you want to get money basically. Yeah, but yeah, if you talk about dividend, that is like the return for the shareholders. Okay, anyone else? Anything else? Those who are like in online in Zoom?
Yes, I have questions.
Yes, please.
So the financial statement is for 1 year, yeah, Miss?
The longest is for 1 year. But
I think every quarter they keluarin laporan keuangan, right?
English, please.
Almost I don't know what is laporan keuangan is financial statement.
Yes, laporan keuangan is financial statements. Yes, you are right.
So I think most of the company every quarter, like first quarter, second quarter, they publish their own financial statement.
Yes, it is. So, okay, I'll go through this one quickly. So now you're talking about the accounting period. So does it always that only 1 year? The answer is no. You can have like monthly financial statement. You can have like a quarterly. Okay, you have like semesterly, and you have yearly. But the longest accounting period is only 1 year. Okay, the shortest is monthly. Depends on what's the purpose. If you talk about like companies who are listed in a stock exchange, they do have regulations they need to follow, and many times that it is like quarterly. They have to publish. Okay, and then if it is a company that is not listed, maybe like yearly is enough. But at least every year you need to have a financial statement to know the condition of the company from the financial point of view. Is that answering your question, Tessa?
Okay, Miss, thank you. But mostly the yearly financial statement will be published December, Miss, or anytime.
If you are talking about the company who are listed, yeah, in IDX, in stock exchange, then yes, it is like by December. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. Anyone else have questions? You need like the yearly, like, and by December also relate to tax. Because the company will, the government would like to know how much that you earned last year, and then usually like it's around like March or April that you pay your tax. Okay. Anyone else have questions? Okay. If no more, I think that I'm going to end our session. It's really nice, okay, to get to know you, although that is a very brief session only. Yeah, thank you for all of you. I really hope that you learned something, but most of all, okay, bring it with you, what works and what don't during the learning environment. Even if you think that having your phone next to you distracts you, then I would suggest that keep your phone. Okay? And remember my suggestion, take note, ask questions, be active. Especially if you find like, oh, it's so boring, I tend to fall asleep, then please talk more, ask questions more, take note. It really helps. Okay? I wish you a really pleasant semester, and I'm looking forward to running to you if you come to the campus. And I really wish that by the end of the semester, I hear from other lecturers like you are all performing well. Okay? I don't know what kind of class that I will teach next semester. If I do teach like second semester, then I might see you. But if not, then in another time. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay. Bye-bye.
Yay, thank you.